Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with a much better looking game than the PSP version. Yeah, this is also why when several people are like, why are you playing the Pixel Remaster version instead of the PSP version? I'm never touching that version again. Like, that's just never, ever happening. I mean, not that there's a lot of reason to. So the GBA, the PS1, and the Pixel Remaster versions are pretty similar in terms of content and approach. There are obviously some differences between them, but the three of them are the most like each other of the various FFs. So, if I have to pick between GBA, Pixel Remaster, and PSP, that's an easy pick, right? But I'll be honest, even if the Pixel Remaster did not exist, I would probably default to something else, like, say, the GBA version. God, I don't remember where the Chocobo Forest is. And yeah, obviously, the Pixel Remaster has a bunch of quality of life features and modern touches and blah, blah, blah. So, it's probably going to be the best scoring when we finally get there. They're really all in on the Chocobos for the Palom scenario, aren't they? Hang on, let me check something real quick, because I want to make sure we're not missing something. I have returned from the Tower of Trials. Ah, Leonora, you're back rather soon. I mean, okay, fair, Madame. I can't argue against that. The monastic seal? Yes, I touched the tower's stone plinth with this very hand. Hang on. Let me check the QR code. Very good. I knew you had the right sort of potential within yourself. No, it was all thanks to Palom. Well, I should say so. If Borum were here instead of me, Leonora would come back in a coffin. Huh? What do you mean by that, Lord Palom? Why does the Tower of Trials have monsters and guardians and all that inside? Why do the E-Pops need black magic? Why does Troya need it, for that matter? Why does Walker need it? Walker! How, Walker? We Troyans need a way to protect ourselves. What, are you saying a crystal might get swiped again? There is always the possibility of that. I feel like this crystal getting swiped is a bit of a misnomer for what happened last time, since that was kind of a joint agreement thing, but whatever. Oh, no, they're probably talking about the Dark Elf, aren't they? Never mind, ignore me. Sorry. We have reports from across the globe about a certain kingdom engaging in suspicious behavior. Oh? Which kingdom is that? Yeah, because he's been on a boat for a month. Yes, Master. Have you heard of the Dark Elves? You don't mean... Yes. We're speaking of Baron. What? You gotta be kidding me. It is unfortunately the truth, Lord Para. That's ridiculous. Cecil never do anything like that. Palom? Actually, yeah. So far, Palom's been kind of legit. This is weird. Please excuse him. He must be tired from his long journey. It's my fault for giving him a great deal of trouble. Leonora, well, I'm sure you're tired as well. Feel free to go. Take this time to rest your body. Yes, thank you. Don't rest your mind, though. Mental gymnastics. Troya Castle. Hallam, I'm sorry. It's you. You turned Cecil evil. But, look, it may be true that the Epochs need a way to protect themselves and the crystal. But I refuse to believe what they said about Baron. Or Cecil. He would never be mind-controlled by Golbez. I mean, are you alright? Perhaps you're just tired, Palom. We should probably both get some rest. Yeah. Yes, we should. Let's go to the infirmary. I mean, the alternative is going to her room. Here, feel free to use this room as you like. Man, what's that smell? This is the castle's infirmary. Okay, that makes sense then. I guess you want to cure this filthy mouth of mine. Troya Castle is usually off limits to men, so this is the only room I could find for you. You gotta be tired too by now. Get some sleep already, God. Alright. Yeah, medieval infirmary. I don't want to picture what that smells like. I love you, Pelham. She didn't actually say that. Good night, is what she actually said. Which in Japanese speak means, I'm secretly in love with you. And thank you, Pelham. I kind of hope not, because he needs to hook up with Luca. Come on. She's right there, bro. She's a princess, eh? Oh, I guess his options are princess or one of the rulers of the country. There was a time when Baron took away the crystals by force, no doubt about that. Cecil himself took the water crystal away from Basidia, no less. That was all the work of Golbez in the end. And Golbez is gone. He went away with the moon. Yeah. Yeah, I know, game. That moon. That's right there. Backstabbing the other moon for some reason. I still love the end of the moon just shows up. Whoosh, you are already dead. The moon, that's it. I can't stay here anymore. You know, it smells bad, but we don't have a lot of other options. Hello. What is it? I'm sorry if I woke you up. You might not believe me about this, but what is it? The crystal. It's afraid. Insert Space Marine thing here. Or, Starship Troopers. You felt it too, Palom? Yes. I have sensed a disturbance in the crystal. Let's go. Let's mosey. Yeah. Wait, what? They say that Baron is under attack from monsters. Interesting. I mean, it is less cinematic. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but yeah, it is less cinematic. FF7 is when they started being more cinematic. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is up to you. But it was a noticeable change and shift in the style and approach of the Final Fantasy series, pretty much from 7 onwards. I've brought Lord Palom with me. Lord Palom, I'm afraid I have some distressing news. A number of airships from Baron are approaching Troya as we speak. What? Seems clear that their objective is the Earth Crystal we possess. So I'm going to fight back against them? We're not asking that. We must wait to see what their next move is. Look, you're underestimating what Baron could do. Let me keep the crystal for you. Palom? What are you going to do with the crystal? I'm not going to do anything with it. Do not engage Baron soldiers, okay? Tell them some bandit stole the crystal or something. Like that dark elf, just say he's back. It's fine. But I'm going with you. Yeah, I need my white mage support. You just get in my way. Palom, you're an idiot. Go take your white mage with you. I am an epoch who serves the Earth crystal. Earth crystal. I know I don't have much experience, but still, I have a duty, and I will fulfill my duty! You've said it now. Very well, Leonora. We will entrust the crystal to Judo Joker. I will make sure it's safe. This is Judo Joker's voice now. Oh my god, it's gone! That would be funny, actually. Yeah, I hate to ask this. Considering how stupidly ludicrously overpowered the mysterious girl is, why does she even need Baron's fleet? That doesn't exist. We need to hurry. Same reason Superman needs the Justice League. Does he? Stop, not that way. What? Speaking of, hey, check it out. Where is the Earth Crystal? What purpose do you have for the Earth Crystal? Is there a reason why I must tell you? The Earth Crystal is a symbol of Troya itself. I'm afraid we simply cannot give it up to someone so easily. Is this what Cecil, the King of Baron, has in mind? I have no need to answer to an inferior species. This is also Judo Joker, right here. This is what Judo Joker looks like in real life. Inferior species? Are you trying to insult us? I'm not here to argue with you. Where is the crystal? I'm too late. There's no place to run. This way. Hello, Zar. Love your hair, Judo Joker. And your theme song. I was actually just thinking the same thing, Bladefell. Maybe literally all the mysterious girl needs is the airships. So she took over all of Baron to have a taxi. The Epops built this escape route in case anything like this ever happened. They thought of everything, didn't they? I'm sure it won't be long before they find this passageway. And we'll have to run as far as we can before that happens. So where's this path lead to? It runs underground to an exit near the castle entrance. Good, let's keep moving until we get out. Insert music here. Listen, Dark Elves are evil, ergo... I don't know what you want from me. Have you not played Oblivion? Hello? Sorry. Oh, hey! It's Namingless Way. Yeah, Von Falkenstein. And everyone else, by the way. Reason? Bad writing? We're gonna go with bad writing. It actually is a formal term for it. It's called warfing. Now, warfing almost universally refers to when you do it badly. But it's when you establish a character by having another character show up and just body them, right? So you've got Worf. Big, strong, tough. And then just everyone beats the crap out of him to establish that they're a threat. Same concept. Twit-faced McGee shows up and is just better than everyone. And that's about the full extent of character you're ever going to get for her, too. It actually gets worse in the ending. We'll talk about that again. I don't want to spoil too much. Yeah, whatever. So now I go through the Troyan Waterway, which should look very familiar to anybody who's ever played this game before. I mean, I'm actually with you on that, Darker. Like, why is there one elf? Whatever. Whatever. Nobody else cares. I get it. I get it. Just go with the flow, lore. God. I mean, that's what the dwarves were like in 1 as well, if you remember. There's the dwarves in this one cave, and that's it. You know, amusingly enough, I actually still disagree with you, Von Falkenstein. That doesn't sound like lazy, that sounds like cheap. Or evil. But I'll stick with cheap. Not wanting to pay for a job properly done, that's just every rich person for the last 2 millennia, you know? Doubly funny, since at the moment AI slop is actually more expensive than people. That's not hyperbole. That's been admitted by several AI companies right now. It's really funny. Okay. Yeah, it might not apply to us. It's gonna, dude, it's gonna change humanity. It's gonna generate AG AI, or whatever the hell they call it. You know, actual AI. Totally possible. It's not possible. Oh. What if they weren't bad? What if they solved all our problems? What if we could rule over this pathetic species like a god? Jackasses. You know the dumbest little thing that's irritated me about this whole AI slop era we're in right now? It's actually a twofer, but it's kind of the same problem. I cannot tell you how many times someone will link me something, and I'll be like, that's AI generated. And they're like, oh. Or, someone will link me something saying, God, isn't this AI slop terrible? And I'm like, well, that's not AI generated. Someone actually made that. It's worse both ways, is kind of my point. Like, it's getting harder and harder to tell. as if the whole fake... I meme on the fake news thing, but it's worth noting that is a legitimate strategy that has been employed for quite some time now by a lot of people in power. So, yeah, thanks for making that situation worse, guys. Appreciate you. Listen, the United States doesn't have propaganda, okay? Could you stop hitting me, please? Thank you. Oh, God, Blake Duvall. My favorite are the mandates. I'm sure at least some of you who work in any kind of corporate world understand the AI mandates that have been getting passed around. Still are, despite the fact that we're on the downswing now. Oh, I saw Judo Joker. It's not cool. And the more you look into it, the worse it gets. That's a fun one, Pithy. Holy crap. Let's see. So I'm going to go here. Yes. Oh, it's politics, am I right? If I still worked at the old data center I worked at before this job, I guarantee you, Idiot Face would be trying to mandate AI usage, which would be an absolutely terrible idea to do at a data center. Like, I cannot put into words how dumb that would have been for us if he had actually done that. And you're probably thinking, well, then why would he do it? So, the reason why is the same reason that so many other people have been pushing this concept lately, and it's very simple. Some people read magazines and say, that sounds cool! And then they just do whatever the magazine said. No thought, no concept of implementation or even adaptation. How can we make this work for us, which might be a valid perspective? No. It's just do this. I have completed 30% of the bestiary. Oh, that reminds me. Where's the bestiary? Where is the bestiary? Oh god, I may have to. Of course, I don't have any on me. Let me test something here really quick. No, this is it. This is it. This is kind of a crap bestiary, though. I might not give this a positive. I mean, hey, he drops the Mind Flayer summon. But, like, the fact that I have to go to the menu to read the bestiary kind of diminishes its usefulness. You know? Like, it's a good bestiary. It shows their stats, what they drop. Have fun, Blade Taval. It's okay. I'm playing After Years. Oh god, there's a horrible thought. Would you rather play After Years or insert bad game here? Or attend a meeting at work? Yeah, I gotta be real. I might go for the bad game at that case. I've been to bad meetings. They're... Oh, he's out of mana. I mean, I've had productive meetings in my life. Real meetings, in other words. I think those are kind of the exception. Let's just run. Whatever. Let's just run. Or let's just whack him to death with our rods. Sure, whatever. Yeah, no, exactly, Von Falkenstein. It's like, you know... Both are a waste of your precious, precious time on this earth, but at the same time... The game you can at least enjoy. It's on you to derive the enjoyment from the game. But a meeting? A bad meeting? Ugh. Oh god, Two Worlds. I hope you're enjoying it. No! Leonora! Or Nora, whatever your damn name is. Yeah, no, exactly, Meta Overlord. Like I said, I've had good, productive meetings before. They're valuable. And that's what irritates me so much, is a good meeting is extremely helpful to make sure everyone's on the same page, to make sure you know what your tasks are, to make sure you know who your direct reporting lines are, and to make sure you can cross-reference when you need something done by someone else who's working on something else that's related to your task. Boom, done, cool. But yeah, most meetings we can be like, I mean, there's a reason it could just be an email meme exists, right? Like, hey guys, this dude wants us to use AI. Don't. Email, send all. Done. Okay, it looks like they're all still in the castle. What about the EPOPs? They aren't stupid, you know. I'm sure they won't do anything to escalate the situation. You respect them, don't you? Yes. So have faith in them. Yes, I will have faith. Come, we must leave the castle. Palpatine. They both start with P, I'm just saying. What's funny is I'll use the term let's circle back on that myself, and I do. But that's because I'm trying to rewind a conversation to a previous point, which I will then immediately discuss. I've caught myself using that phrase several times, and I'm not going to stop. It's just... I wonder how many people hear me say that and cringe, like, out of reflex. So where's a good place for us to run to? How about the Lodestone Cavern? We'll have a way to keep the pursuers at bay there. Yeah, because they're both mages. Where's that? Lies northeast of Troia. The journey can be made on a black chocobo from the northern reaches of the Black Chocobo Forest. Sounds like a plan. Let's mosey. But first, let's hit town real quick. I actually agree with you, Matt Overlord. You remember that dude I mentioned who read magazines and then tried to implement dumb stuff dumbly? What do you think his actual contribution to that company was? I want to stress, no hyperbole, no joke. What did he actually do there? Absolutely nothing is correct. I'm not even going to drag that out. He accomplished nothing. He sat there claiming a paycheck and felt the need to justify that so he would come up with things to do, which made everything worse for everyone else. That is not hyperbole. That's just how it was. I mean, we were talking about laziness earlier. I've suspected for years that one of the reasons unproductive meetings exist is to reduce productivity so that the managers can do less work. Management, after all, is a hard job. Like actual management. Oh, that's funny. I think it's just going to teleport me there instead of letting me fly around on the Black Chocobo. There they are! After them! True, Mad Overlord. It's one of the reasons why Made by Committee became a thing. An airship from Baron! They found us! Hang on! No! These idiots actually trying to hit us? What are they thinking? Adventures. Thank you, Chocobo. You need to get out of here now. Where? Or warp, whichever it is. This way. Right. Black Chocobos can fly, yeah. And go over mountains, I believe. There's the Cave of Magnesis. That is a serious magnetic field. Any who draw near donning armor of plate and chain become unable to move. I see. So that's why the soldiers were unable to move. Yes, that's the plan. Member? Well then, you ought to start back to Troy. What? Look, things are getting serious here. This is nothing like your training before. I'm ready for whatever. Stop trying to get rid of your stupid white mage. Not that she's stupid. You're stupid. You're stupid. Besides, you're going to need my white magic. Is there a written rule somewhere that says all white mages are so stubborn? They have to be to heal your ass. What? All right. Oh, shoot. Excuse me. I think fire for this cave? Hold on a minute. Yeah, white magic is weak now, which is great. Now that I don't have access to a save point to change the time of day. It's okay, it could be worse. Black magic could be weak. I have a 50% chance of my phase of the moon sucking right now. No weaknesses, okay. That's all I wanted to know. You know, this dungeon was always an interesting example of trying something that I'm not sure they really succeeded at. I always hated this part of the game in FF4. Because by this point in the game, you're really, really limited in what you can bring. I know that, logically speaking, you can make it so that everyone other than Cecil contributes every round. But, I don't know, the whole thing still just always irritated me. Although, every time I hit here, it is funny, because it's like, Tella's like, I'll carry you! And I'm like, no, Yang is going to be carrying me through this dungeon, thank you. Yeah, I figured, Darkrai. In fact, I have heard from several people, including me, that this is one of the worst dungeons of the game. Possibly the second worst dungeon of the game. The only one worse is the Sealed Cave, which is just kind of terrible. Yeah, pretty much. Nah, Giant's too good in several ways. Good music, good visuals, good storytelling. And of course, most importantly of all, a kickin' song. Also, the Giant of Babel is basically the best. Okay. Is basically the best experience in the entire game. Like, I know quite a few people, including me, who will pause in the Giant to grind for the final battle, because it is so much better experience than the last dungeon. Okay, we're gonna start running here. Because, holy God. Added a vendor. Holy crap! Because at that point, you can just hang in there, because everything in there gives a ton of money. And experience, obviously. Reminds me of Dragon Age Origins. What's the biggest thing they did to improve Dragon Age Origins last dungeon? They added a vendor. It's not a joke. It really is true. Oh, hello. Speaking of... Wow, you sell armor too? Holy crap. Oh no, like I said, Darkrai, like, arguably one of the problems with the Giant, if not the biggest problem with the Giant, is that I'm an idiot. Come on, there we go. Is that nothing really tells you that it's such a lucrative dungeon. You can find out for yourself, but, like, realistically speaking, would you think, oh man, I better stay here extra long because it's so nice to stay here for Gil and experience? Like, it doesn't occur to you naturally to just pause. Actually, FF6 has a similar problem with the Floating Continent, because the Floating Continent is the 4th best leveling spot in the entire game. Nothing really tells you that, it just is. Who goes around putting, like, candles on skulls in these? Was that the Dark Elf? Did he just... Is this ambiance? Is that what this is? Did he read Dritz's book and he was just like, you know... Alright, let's just run. Let's just run. Let's, there we go. Well, yeah, also FF6 doesn't mandate leveling in the same way that most FFs do. For better or for worse. I mean, you got me there, Genix Cow. Polymorph. Okay, I'm with it. You know what I probably would have done for this dungeon? Make more of the enemies specifically elementally weak? What the? This is a deception put up by the Epochs. So where's the real path? This way. Ah! Uh-huh. Cute. In other words, make it so that each enemy here is like noticeably weak to fire, ice, or lightning. So that Tellah, who's with you at the time, can actually really be punching out some damage. And that's doubly important because some of you may or may not have remembered this. Tellah has very limited MP in FF4. It's actually his biggest weakness as a mage. He can cast basically every spell and he has no freaking mana. So... yeah, he is permanently capped at 90. So, you need to make it so every single one of his spells is going to have a lot of oomph. Hence the weakness idea. And yeah, it's pretty much Wizard from D&D copy-paste. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the inspiration. Although, when did 3rd edition come out? Because that's when that really codified. Oh, I missed some armor. I probably want the armor. Let's go get the armor. Yeah, yes, you can cast any spell once. Is not as big of a selling point as designers seem to think it is. Speaking of D&D again, there's a reason why every edition after 3rd edition went out of its way to give wizards lots of things they could do to ultra specialize to make them a little bit more worthwhile, because sorcerers were just kind of better. Then sorcerers complained, of course, and that led to that whole thing, but whatever. Was it that far, Pithy? God. I thought it would have been out when I was in high school, but if it was 2000, I was already in college. Lived in the same place, so might have been. Yeah, the Mage's Robe was probably worth it. I mean, fair, Loner. And to drift this segue even further, the knock spell was one of my favorite spells back in Neverwinter Nights 1. Because you could just use that and unlock every door in like a 5-mile radius. Yeah, let's poke ahead at the map here. That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, no kidding, Loner. Or you can take a Panther. They're good tanks, you know. I just realized Blade Taval and Valerian aren't here right now. They're both at work. I was going to ask them a question. Oh, well. It's fine, it's fine. I love how I'm healing every single round, and it's just not even close to keeping up. And she's dead. Actually, no, Dakota. I mentioned earlier that I might give credit for, you know, the spell list. What's amusing about that is our spell selection is actually way more limited than it was at about this level in FF4. So, that's cool. Let's change her strategy for a moment. Doing fire, but you start giving me curas. Yeah, this is what we got. We got Protect, not Shell. We have Silence, Cure, Cura, Hold, Slow, Teleport, Raise, Esuna, and Libra. That's it. Third Adamantite. That's what I was going to ask Blade Taval and Valerian about. Because, like, we've been getting Adamantite each scenario. And I'm guessing that's all going to come together in the end or something. How did they beat us here? We got here before they did. Like, okay. Also, they're wearing metal. They must have taken off their equipment. Okay, sure, whatever. It's okay. Farland Saga? Oh, hey. A healing pot. They just keep giving us healing pots in this scenario. That is not a complaint. It's funny, because I gotta rest anyway, because I want to be at the right moon phase here. Helena Valerian. Yeah, the JPEG pot. I never thought I'd be so happy to see a two-dimensional object, but here we are. Oh, perfect. We're already waxing. secondary save just in case. And yeah, that makes sense. Obviously, RPG Maker didn't invent the play style or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I could see it. Guess this is it for us. What? Think about it. How many soldiers are after us? We don't have infinite magic, you know. If they storm us with their superior numbers, we'll surely run out of energy sooner or later. We've got to face the facts. This is not like you. Huh? This is not like you at all. This is not the Palom I love. And what can you possibly know about me? Yeah. Leonora, get back! So, you remember how there was like one dark elf in the entire world and then we killed him? Well, he's back because his prison has been unlocked. I simply lost my body in the previous battle. Nothing more. But the crystal has given me physical form once again. That horrifying noise is also gone. This time I will finally acquire eternal life. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty dumb. I like how the music's just, you know, this. Okay, so... Yeah, speaking of boss reuse. I guess we'll do Fyra. Yeah, I don't know Shell. That's just... Wow, okay. Yeah, so we're fighting the Dark Elf again for absolutely no good reason. How do you think this fight's going to end? Anybody who doesn't know. I meant more specifically, Zara, but... This form no longer suffices. Yeah, you saw this coming, right? Okay, so... But do you have pockets? Like, do they work? Mwahaha! I will steal those shorts. But first, I give you a penny. It's something you can put it in your pocket. There you go. shoot. Okay.
Makes a sound.
Hang on, baby. I gotta heal, because I'm dying. Palom, magic doesn't work? So, yeah, Mystery Girl shows up. Casts Shiva. What? Hey, hang on, baby. Hang on. Let me move this.
Almost dead.
It's okay. It's drying out still, remember? You need it to dry out more. No, wait. What are you doing?
Why touching this part?
Okay.
Let's go and check on your poop.
It probably needs some water. The noise is gone, and yet where? Where is my eternal life?
Did the other day,
Good.
but not the medium one.
Okay. Shiva. That must mean. That's right. It's totally, definitely Rydia. Except, again, that mystery doesn't even exist in this version of the game.
There's still these two leaves, but there's more of these leaves.
I see. There are quite a few leaves. Here, why don't we... Let me see how the dirt is doing. Let's put a little bit of water in, okay?
Yeah, let's go. I'll carry it there.
Okay. I've got to go water a flower with an adorable niece. I'll be right back. Actually, did Palom and Porom ever meet Rydia? Now that I'm saying that out loud. Sounds like a fun conversation. Who are you? I'm the young prodigy mage who helped Cecil out. That can't be. That's who I am. Give me the crystal. You aren't from Baron. Didn't you hear me? Give me the crystal. What happened to Cecil? I don't need to answer that. If you won't give it to me, I will take it by force. We'll see about that. For a specimen of an inferior species, you seem to have some measure of intelligence, but you fail to realize the gap between your power and mine. Oh my god, look, she's literally holding it. Palom, it's TSB, what do we do? Give me the TSB and get out of here. I can't. I'm your teacher, right? You've got to listen to me. But don't worry about me. I've got the perfect plan. Really? Yes. Now, Leonora, go! You know, she could have exited you, too. Just saying. Finally ready to hand over the crystal now? You said I was one of an inferior species, didn't you? Yes. I'm about to be outfoxed by someone of that species right before your eyes! What do you mean? I mean this. Break! Look, it's the only strategy he knows, okay? Hello. Also, it probably shouldn't work. She's... Mystery Girl is known to have the ability to petrify people, which probably means she can de-petrify people, too. Although, Palom wouldn't know that. So, like, it doesn't diminish his accomplishment or his strategy. It's just, it probably shouldn't work. Petrifying yourself along with the crystal. What a fool. I'll just shatter your body and retrieve the crystal. Wait! Don't you touch Palom. All we want is the crystal. I know that. Esuna. Idiot, why did you come back here? Could you do that? What if she shattered you to pieces? She was bluffing. You're the one who's bluffing here. You've always been that way. What? I mean, his special ability is literally bluff. So that was in the Slopes of Mount Ordeals when I caused an awesome blizzard, and then my sister whacked me over the head. So this is from the ending, of all things, of the previous game. That was you? You've been that way for as long as I... Okay. Okay. I actually forgot about that. That's a nice little twist. The random-ass girl Palom was hitting on in the ending of FF4 was Leonora. Bluffing and talking big just to make others feel better. I've had enough of this. Hand it over. Now. Enjoy work, Saber for Life. I think you misunderstood. Who said anything about giving you this thing? Giving up your last chance to live. I find such a decision incomprehensible. Maybe so. You know, this girl here is no good as an EPOP. But as my partner, she passes with flying colors. New song. Also the first time we fought the Mystery Girl. I keep almost saying their name. Oh my god, it's Antipode. There's no real reason to heal. This is a supposed to lose fight. just showing off the new spells. Yeah, exactly, but Balka said. There's no need to try. Victory is impossible. It's taking a minute. Listen, how could the player possibly win? She's too powerful. There's no way. No, we're doing Italy in World War I tactics push-ups. Is that it? Yeah, we literally can't beat her conventionally. And we're dead. No, fuck all this time. Leonora. Okay. Wait, you can't. I am done with you. We fight and we die. Don't you mean or? No. So yeah, it was all for nothing. The end. Meanwhile... Yeah, your brother just died. I can sense it. And through the Force! Palom? That's not actually a joke. She senses that her brother is dying through the Force, because everyone can use the frickin' Force in FF4. They're all Betazoids. I'm not joking, by the way. The end. That's the end of Palom's sale. Still probably the best tale so far. And by probably, I mean definitely. Okay, hang on. Let me just take a moment. Let me give out 700 negatives. Let's see. Negative number 732. Valerian likes this game. I actually don't know what to expect from this point onwards. So we've got Edge, Porum, and Edward for the main ones left. I barely remember those three. I remember Kane's, and I remember the last two. But I don't remember those three at all. So I'm kind of off the map for these ones. We're actually doing Edge next, Kay. Just for you. The worst character in the game. Alright, 1 second. Yeah, the PSP version is, by all accounts, the best version of this game. But then I'd have to bring up my PSP. That's... I sort of figured this would be the best version. Like, that feels logical, right? Like, surely, the most modern and the version based on FF4 DS is the one that would be the best. But, I mean, yeah, so far the PSP one feels superior in several ways. Okay. 1 second, for real. Nobody cares about lore. Nobody! Hi, Kasumi Blue. Sorry, give me 1 sec. I'm jotting down some thoughts. Okay. Okay, let's do Edge, shall we? We're going to play as Shadow the Hedgehog. Edge, honoring his parents' dying wish, is now king of Eblan. His kingdom is prosperous once more, but the Tower of Babel's ominous glow has returned. To investigate this dire omen, Edge sends 4 of his most faithful ninja on covert missions spanning the entire globe. We've got Ninja A, Ninja B, Ninja C, and Bob. Edge's tax policy was extremely simple. You had to pay taxes unless you were an attractive woman, in which case you didn't. So hang on, we're putting this towards Road Warden, Road 96, and Heistgeist. And hi, TSB. I mean, the ceiling looks great. It should be. I stared at it for a long time because I'm the one who painted that damn thing. And I did a damn good job on it, if I might be so bold. I still don't have a light because the electrician is apparently fallen into a black hole. But, you know, whatever. And thank you, TSB, very, very much. I do always appreciate you. Don't mind me, just murdering my own troops here. It's a very Edge thing to do if you think about it. So there's Zangetsu. Just as I would have expected, Master. That's Gecko. Gecko? Even the 4 of us together, we were like mere children against your assault. Izuyoi. We are still lacking in every way. And Tsukinowa. Truly, you have earned your name as master of our clan. Quit buttering me up like that. I've gotten far more out of shape than I care to admit. I've heard many tales about the great feats you accomplished in the past. Could it be you are still holding back to protect us from injury? Hold your tongue, Tsukinowa. Don't worry about it. I'd rather you give it to me straight and say what's on your mind. You are tolerant as always, Master, sacrificing your own time to offer to each of us your training. I, Zangetsu, could hope for no higher honor in my lifetime. It's only because you all practically twisted my arm to do this. We cannot afford to have Eblin's traditional ninja arts fade away into history, Master. Don't you think we'd be better off without these lethal weapons we call arts? But your arts can be used for far more than the taking of someone's life, Master. As long as we have yet to meet our full potential, we must continue to strive for the limits of human ability. Maybe if the time's called for that, but we're living in an era of peace. Nothing's gonna happen. I mean, come on. What could happen? An era of unprecedented peace is interrupted by a kingdom who's named Baron, who uses its airship fleet in order to go and conquer multiple other nations simultaneously, while its king is currently being mind-controlled by an eldritch force which is bent on obtaining the crystals for some kind of evil alien will. I feel like I've heard all this before. I don't know. Why work so hard at this? Would you rather have some fun with your lives? Oh my gosh. Especially a woman at your age, I might add. Oh my god. Okay? Okay. Ah, Master understands even a woman's heart. Does he? What is it, Tsukinoa? Do you sense something in the Force? Because seriously, they can all sense the Force. It's not even a joke. What the? It's whooshing right behind you. Stab! Okay, so timeline-wise, this is actually pretty early on compared to the other scenarios we've done. Yeah, nothing personal, kid. Calm down, dude. God. The dreadful moon has returned. Oh, what is the meaning of this? Calm down, old man. It's just the moon coming back. How could one possibly stay calm at a time like this? If you don't, you give yourself a heart attack. Then who would pester me? Your young highness. Isn't he like 30-something now? How old is Edge at this point in time? How old was he in 4? I can hardly imagine calling you anything else, young highness. And now that Eblin finally got itself back on its feet, this moon again rears its ugly head. Yes, it has been 17 years since FF4. That's why Palom and Porm are both in their 20s. So, yeah. Like, not like Edge is as old as an old man like me, but... although that would be funny. I fear this may not be the only specter from the past we will see once again. Really? No, Rydia was too busy being summoned to the underworld so that she could be told she's no longer welcome there. He's 43. Edge is just barely younger than me. By 1 year. Seneschal, what would our soldiers and citizens think if they saw you like this? I apologize, my lord. I bow before your wisdom. Truly, you're the son of our late and beloved ruler and queen. Alright, watch the castle for me. Well, peace. Your young highness, where are you going? Off on a bit of business. At a time like this? So watch the castle for me, alright? Please don't do anything reckless, your young highness. Stop worrying, so it's not good for your heart or my ears. Was it flame? Let me show you how. I can hardly tell you apart from your late father. You needn't hide it, my lord. I know you've been providing support to Mist behind the scenes. Why would he need to hide that? Just in general. Another useless shop. A lot of useless shops in after years. Ugh, yep. And there's just a save point in the castle. That's a choice. Oh, I just noticed I have almost no money whatsoever. Holy crap. Let's actually grab the tent, I think. That's probably most worthwhile. And we're broke! Listen, we know he was crushing on Rydia. Which is kinda weird, but whatever. Maybe weird's the wrong word. I'm just gonna kill him, that's all. Since she's got, like, the surrogate daughter thing. Alright, Listen. We can't afford localizers, okay? This is 1991. Honestly, those American pigs should be grateful we're even giving them our games. Disgusting, really. Oh, excuse me. There it is. Gotta have the second porn mag. Thing is, considering it's called Lustful Lolly-Ho, doesn't that mean that the models involved are I wonder if you can see their faces. Yeah, it just looks like two tribbles bouncing up against each other. Okay, don't worry about it. No, I didn't get to watch that personally, but I saw that Clyde Mandolin was doing that, and that's just... He's done so many fascinating things that have given me so much additional insight into FF4. And it's 17 versions. I'm exaggerating. So hang on. I think it was like 11? So hang on. So we've got original, easy type, English, all in the SNES. Then we have PS1, GBA, Wonder Swan, PSP, DS, Pixel Remaster. I feel like I'm missing some. But that's 9 distinct versions. And what weirded me out is how many times they would actually still change things across those versions. They're not just copy-paste ports, right? Which is just wild. Hey, Riplinger. Yeah, Edge has something we call late character syndrome. It's actually a pretty common problem in most RPGs. The character who joins the party last tends to be the least developed. See, Amarant in FF9. No offense to anybody who likes Amarant, but he is a very flat character who goes through an extremely truncated character arc across about, like, 5 scenes. And yeah, Haru in Persona 5, to use a more recent example. Hmm. Don't mind me, just taking off all of Eblin's gear. To make sure he makes a good impression. Where might you be going? Probably push-ups. Gecko. Gecko? I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm gonna go with Gecko. If there is something that needs to be done, then please allow us to handle it. What do you mean? You intend to investigate the return of the second moon by yourself, do you not? The moon is causing severe unrest within Eblin as we speak. Please make use of us if there is need for reconnaissance. What are you talking about? I'm not doing anything like that. Master of the Seneschal is right. You always try to bear all the burden by yourself. Please, Master, let us at least share that burden. I have yet to decide whether any of you are ready for such a mission. Then let this mission be a test of our readiness. Dialogue. Besides, we can ill afford to have our leader away from his kingdom right now. I already asked the Seneschal and the rest to handle my affairs. May not be long before the tower is set in motion again, my lord. That tower. Alright, you're on. I knew you would understand, Master. Your orders, then, sir. Let's get one thing clear first. What would that be? Don't throw away your lives in vain. They're too valuable to waste. You have to throw them away for a good cause. Hang on. Waxing Moon? We want to do... Let's see here. So for Waxing Moon, we want... Izayoi. I'm glad you're liking them, Riplinger. It's something I've been wanting to do for years, and I think it's turned out pretty well so far. Takes some time, though, let me tell you. Wrath of Khan took me a few days to get through. So Edge's campaign is weird because it's 4 micro dungeons. I mean, true, Reggie. You ready to begin today's training, girls? For generations, Troya has been governed by the group of 8 Epochs who serve the crystal. However, one within our order has been afflicted by a grave illness. As a result, we must act quickly to choose a new Epoch. Keep that in mind as you go about your training. Today we'll work on spiritual fortitude. You shall cleanse yourself with cold water and wash away any distractions, like being cold. This will help you focus on your internal energies, like warming yourself up after being cold. Once you're ready, please assemble the large pond in front of the village inn to get cold. Hey, did you hear? That's the idea, Riplinger, yeah. I intend to go up to Nemesis, and I'll stop there and switch over to Star Wars. They say a war's about to break out. I heard the same thing. Word has it Barons deployed their airship fleet again. All one ship! Sorry. My mom said things are looking just like they did before the previous war. That's not all. I heard Leonora will be taking her final exam shortly. See, that reminds me. Remember the rumor about how she needed to master black magic first? Black magic? Uh-huh. Supposedly they're requesting a mage from Mazidia to instruct her. I don't know. Sure looks like there's going to be a war soon, doesn't it? Nah. Girls, what are you doing? Hurry up and assemble in the pond. Yes, man. I've been here for a while now. What could be happening with Baron, though? Yes, let's look into this, shall we? Let's just walk into the pond. You're the last one here. I'm sorry. Alright, cleanse your bodies in the pond. Train your spirit. Ma'am? What should we be thinking about while we're doing this? Try to sharpen your heart and soul as you concentrate. That didn't answer her question. Don't think about anything else. Make your consciousness one with the water. Okay, so think about the water? Water. Water. Ah. No one is allowed to leave until all of you have achieved full concentration. You may now begin. You know, of the FFs, most of them don't avoid last character syndrome. It's a stumbly way to say that. Most of them do kind of avoid it by coincidence, like FF10, because pretty much the entire cast is there from the beginning. Like, Riku is there literally from the beginning. And Auron joins you relatively soon afterwards. I know, but FF9 has Amarant, which sucks. Eiko is actually pretty good, but Amarant...
We have this.
Oh, nice.
This
Is it good? Is it good?
And eat it like a popsicle.
Is it good, though?
It's frozen yogurt.
What? Are you allowed to have frozen yogurt? Okay. Enjoy the frozen yogurt. Yeah, FF10... Okay. FF10 too managed to avoid this by having the entire party be with you pretty much from word go. I was going to go in order, so like FF1, 2, and 3 don't have characters, so we'll just skip those. FF4 has Edge. FF5 skips it because most of the characters are with you from the beginning. FF6 has Umaro and Gogo, both of which are, non-characters. FF7 has arguably Vincent and Yuffie, both of which have their own issues. Yeah, exactly, Kasumi. 8 I don't think has that issue. Because the last guy who joins you is Irvine, but he is also the least interesting character. But at least they do something with him. So, 8's fine. 9 has Amarant, I just mentioned that. 10 has nobody because of Riku and Auron. 10-2 has nobody because you only have 3 party members total. 12 kind of bypasses this by virtue of the same... I notice a lot of these bypass the issue by just having all of the party with you from the beginning, right? Like, who's your last party member in 12? Fran and Balthier, I think, and that's pretty early on. And yeah, Western RPGs tend to fall into the same problem, too. Oh, I guess Penelo is actually the last. But yeah, she's not a late character syndrome. She has other issues. She has Immortal Slime, who is for some reason giving me money. Why are you giving me money? Why do you do this? No, I think Balthier is after Bosch. Because Bosch joins... Well, no, actually, Bosch joins as you're fleeing. And Balthier... You're right. No, you're right. Balthier is actually right before that. Either way, it's still all, like, right at the beginning is the point. I think... Kasumi's right. I think Penelo is last. And I don't care about 13 and onwards. Although, if we wanted to talk about it, in 15... they bypass this problem with the exact same technique. You have all 4 party members right at the beginning. It's a weirdly common tactic. Then if you stretch this out to other JRPGs, of which there are so many, we start to see a lot more of this problem. Anyways, thank you very, very much for the money, for the donation, Immortal Slime. If you give me one moment, I'll jot that down. Dude, I will never be quiet about the fact that I don't like FF15. But the main cast is legit. It is unironically one of the best casts that the Final Fantasy series has ever had. I wish they were in a better game. Trails of Crossbell, Trails of Cold Steel, and Jedi Survivor. Thank you again very much. Yeah, Quest 64 just doesn't have a party. It's fine. And yeah, Lufia 2 has Artea, or Arteer, whatever you say to him. Who? Riplinger? I'm sorry, that name doesn't sound familiar to me. Chrono Trigger's a weird one. Yeah. Because Chrono Trigger, the last party member's mages. But he is so relevant for so long and so interesting that they just kind of completely bypass that issue with him. He's also optional, just occurred to me. Anyways. Secret of Mana does the same trick. You have the 3 party members right at the beginning. Like, not literally the beginning, but you don't leave the first area before you have all 3. You can't expect to become an EPOP if you can't even get through this training exercise. She's a very fragile girl, man. Her face is turning blue. Please, ma'am, you need to let her rest. Yeah, very well. That'll be all for today. I didn't know that, Riplinger. And I don't think I know who that is. So I suppose that's my answer to you. They've gotten to the point where they've built an entire tower solely for training purposes. No, it's fine. I don't know who that is. Someone just used me in a video of theirs, and I didn't know about it. The EPOPs have been awfully tough on us ever since the Tower of Trials to the south was completed. Cough, cough, cough. Are you okay? Aw. I've never had training this intense before. Alright, while we're here. Get some of that gear I just ripped off of Edge. So, Final Fantasy 16, I've actually done a review of. So, yes, I have streamed FF16. It's actually one of the only FFs I've streamed, or that is to say, I've reviewed at this point in time. It's Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, and Final Fantasy 13. And now this one. I do like the disguise motif here. Have any more money? Nope. Oh yeah, and FF1. I actually forgot about that. FF1 NES, to be very specific. We actually played the Renaissance version, but that also counted as a review of the NES version. Leon. Actually, yeah, Leon is such a load by the time you get him. So that doesn't count, though, because none of them are characters in FF2. What? They're not. Tell me a character trait of any of the characters in FF2. Yeah, exactly. Guys speak beaver. Firion is a guy. Maria is female. Guy speak beaver. There you go. Boom. The guest characters have some actual personality to them, but I don't count those as party members for obvious reasons. Yeah, it was actually really fascinating doing the Final Fantasy II rewrite, because I kind of had to invent personalities for, you know, everyone. Because they didn't have any. So Firin became the supportive husband and kind of emotional glue of the party. Guy became the PTSD surviving ex-military. Maria became nobility and mage who has issues. Like rage issues. The actress I had playing Maria had the hardest time playing her because I needed her to sound like she was just absolutely livid. Like where does this encounter rate? Oh my god! Seriously. Is this coming? I'm a ninja? Is that what's happening? Okay, I'm gonna give up on this. Okay, let's just... Okay. Listen, Lenareth. I need rage. Okay, do I have anything I can sell? I don't want to sell an extra gear, but I guess I could. Umaro or Gogo, Ross? Which do count? No, in the rewrite, Maria's a mage. I feel like I just said that. She's also the one most directly connected to the plot. Furion and Guy are basically just there along for the ride. Yeah, the last actual character is Rel, because you get her just after Strago. Oh, God, it's so bad. I cannot afford that at all. Okay. I mean, I was talking about that during the Chrono Cross stream. If you remove Surge from the game, very little changes. Like, it's kind of silly how little relevance he has to the story. At least Joker over in Persona 5 does have some plot significance. Even if he is also a non-character. A broken character in FF4 Standard? I would argue Kain, Cecil, Rydia, and Rosa all qualify as pretty broken characters in their own right. Like, you're kind of death by the end of FF4, just naturally. Yeah, and Edge is there. Why is this the song they chose for this place? Alright, the door's shut. The magical seal? No matter. For I am ninja! Yeah, Edge should have just been like, "You are all beneath me!" Plug, plug, plug. Did you know if you type !what if into chat, you'll get a link to a video that you should totally watch. You might even enjoy it. Well, here's our refill spot. Oh yeah, Breath of Fire 3 Gar. That's another excellent example of a really bad late character syndrome character. For several reasons, too. Well, yeah, FF4 was back when they were still making the end game hard. Illusions, huh? Yeah, Gar is such a weird character. Substantially more relevant than any other character to the plot, even Ryu. And total garbage compared to them. Like, you saw my recent playthrough. Pico just destroyed everything. That's an interesting question. How many times have I played and beaten FF2 at this point in my life? I love her just robbing these people blind. Just, yeah. I mean, they're not doing anything with it, so... Oh, that's a good question. Guile or Magil? 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 Yeah, actually, that's an interesting question. So how many times I replayed 1 is hard to track. 1, 4, 5, and 6 are the hard ones for me to track, because I've replayed those so many times that I can't, like, definitively point to individual playthroughs like I can for some of the other ones. So for FF2, I played it on the NES when the original translation came out, obviously. So NES playthrough. I did play through the PlayStation 1 version once. I played through the GBA version once. And then I streamed the GBA version and the PSP version on camera. So I think I am up to 5 playthroughs total for 2. And 6 eventually someday when we get there. Which is weirdly high for a game that I've never liked. Now 3. So there's the original NES playthrough, same deal. The original DS playthrough, the DS stream, and the other DS stream. So up to 4 on 3, and that will go up again to 5 whenever we review that. Super Metroid, Chrono Trigger, or FF6, or Mega Man X1, or Mega Man 2, or Mega Man 5. I know that's a big list, but that's probably the full list of games I have most replayed in my life. Most of those for speedrunning reasons. Or challenge runs, or whatever. Like, I've done a solo character challenge of most of the cast in FF6. Not Umaro. That would suck. For those of you not aware, oh, I actually forgot about Link to the Past. You're right. And if we're counting Link to the Past, I should probably include FF4 and Ori and the Blind Forest, of all things, because of randomizers. Oh, okay. Hold up. Am I... what? Well, let's see if we can illusion this. So, one day for a 4-job fiesta, I got 3 Berserkers. I didn't finish that run. I got pretty far. I got to Exdeath's Castle in the second world. That was a wall. I could not defeat Exdeath. It was 3 Berserkers and a Samurai. I remember it because I still have that save somewhere. And it was... oh, it was bad. There's only so much you can do with that. Yeah, Realm is actually kind of an interesting one because she has very high innate magical stats. Storytelling, blah, blah, blah. So, while you can't really rely on her sketch ability and her fight is kind of pathetic, there's actually several things you can do with regards to having her use items, and it kind of turns into a Gil playthrough. Now, I'll tell you the actual worst character to do a solo character challenge in FF6, who was not Umaro or Gogo. Anyone want to guess before I tell you? Strago is rough to start, but once he gets the ball rolling, he just destroys everything. Gao's kind of the same way. You get cat scratch early on and you're fine with Gao. Shadow's another Gil playthrough like Realm, because he just throws stuff. And you're not using most of the gear, so... Victory! Locke is actually one of my favorite solo character challenges in FF6, because he has insane speed. Like, a lot of people forget that his speed is through the roof, and he can equip all the best gear and weapons. So you get him set up with, you know, Ragnarok, or Illumina, if you want to go for it. Get him some crystal armor, and he's just going to be like... He needs that speed, though, because all he has is the fight command. It's a little boring. But whatever. No, the answer is Cyan. You see, Cyan is the actual second slowest character in the game. The only one slower than him is Banon, and he doesn't count. So, he is glacial, and he has so few things he can do. He also cannot equip the best equipment in the game. He can't equip the best armor, and he can't equip the best weapons. He caps out of the scimitar. The scimitar has the instant kill glitch, which actually makes it less useful than the Strato, which is functionally his best weapon. Because the Strato is the one that can proc the AoE air attack, and very few things in the game absorb or resist air damage. I know FF6 really well. Sorry. So, Cyan sucks. And his sword tech, especially in the SNES version, which is what this is, was just... really? Hang on, let me do my turn. And you always want to go for 4, because it's the only thing really worth using on him, unless it's a single target. Ugh. The easiest is, so this is actually kind of debatable. It is either Terra or Celeste, for obvious reasons. Both of them have innate magic, both of them can equip the best gear in the game, and both of them you have for a huge portion of the game. There's very few moments across the game where you don't have access to those characters, so you don't have to worry about the rest of the party. I'm impressed, building a tower like this simply as a training tool. There's an intensely powerful monster presence inside. I can feel it from here. The Troyan epochs must have something in mind. What? Yes, the Figure Bros. Edgar is pretty easy. Because, so Edgar has the best damage output of any character in the entire game. Asterisk. Without breaking the game in half or using gear that requires you to literally be in the final dungeon. The most damage you can do in that game is actually with Setzer. But I'm not talking that. I'm talking about like most of the game. Because yeah, Edgar has an ability that does an AoE melee attack, so physical attack, and AoE magical attack, if you want to use that, or if they are weak to magic, or have high physical density, or whatever. He also has an attack that completely bypasses defenses, just ignores that part of the equation. That's the drill. He has an attack that hits like a truck. That's the chainsaw. And he can equip all the best gear in the game. That's the quartet, by the way. Terra, Celeste, Locke, and Edgar are the 4 characters who can equip all the best gear. And yeah, Sabin is Sabin. Enough said on that one. Hey, there's a boat. A boat with a brat. I'll catch a ride on that ship. Okay, well, let me get the treasure first. Come on, game. How are you supposed to know these treasure chests are here? Whoops. Ah, whatever. Yeah, the Zelda one method. Yeah. Use everything on everything. Do I seriously have to walk out of here? Oh, absolutely, Dr. Winter. So there's two reasons why they added Kingdom Hearts to... Bleh, why they added Final Fantasy to Kingdom Hearts. First, a lot of people forget this, but Kingdom Hearts was considered a huge risk when it first came out. Like, people were like, there's no way this is going to sell. Nobody's going to like this. It's not going to take off. So the Final Fantasy character inclusion was literally star power. It was to get people to pay attention to it. It worked. But that's more from like a behind-the-scenes kind of perspective than what you're really asking, which is, do I think the FF characters add to the narrative? To which I will once again say yes. First of all, having them being members of Hollow Bastion, one of the unique worlds, and being an insight into exactly what happens when people lose their planet to Heartless was a nice touch. Cid is useful and interesting, and they do some cool stuff with several of the other characters, too. So, yeah, absolutely. I know that they've been drifting away from having FF characters in the Kingdom Hearts. It did help ruin FF7. Because it started a little bit of the trend of people thinking that Cloud is an emo, you know, goth kid. Although I forget if it was Advent Children or Kingdom Hearts first. And then that trend just continued. I've said this for years. He's not Cloud. That's not Cloud in Kingdom Hearts 1. That's Vincent. Seriously. Swap Cloud for Vincent. Swap Aeris for Lucretia. Done. No further changes needed. It fits weirdly well. I think you're right, Connect Scout. I'm gonna disagree with that, Push-Ups. He's pretty emo. And not nearly enough of a dork. It's not Cloud if he's not dorking it up, I'm sorry. Whoops, missed one. There we go. Are you the captain of this ship? Yes, but what is your destination? Mysidia, ma'am. I'm actually heading in that direction. Would you mind if I came along with you? Don't worry, the guy you're here to transport is about to die to a girl who's from the moon, so... What man of the sea would turn down a pretty lady like you, right, guys? Aye, aye, sir. Yeah. So, where are you heading? The land of Eblan. Which is not on the way to Mysidia. While we're on the subject. And then we just leave! We just leave. Funniest run cycle in RPG? Oh, definitely one of the BioWare ones. I'm not sure which, but like seriously, aren't they supposed to be staying there for Palom? I mean, granted, we know Palom is getting his ass wrecked right now, but they don't know that. You know, fair, Blade Jabal. Captain, what is that thing? The tower. It's glowing. We need to go faster. But, we could take a month. I'll pay you however much you want. Just as long as we don't go anywhere near that tower, okay? You know, I always like Chrono Trigger's take on this better. The idea that the Black Dream had just been sitting there for so long, centuries, that nobody really considered it relevant. It was just always a part of their life. So now we want Tsukinowa. Meanwhile... Now then, that's all for today, kids. Yes, Professor. See you all tomorrow. Remember to eat a good meal and get a good night's sleep, okay? Hey, PB Good Fate. Lappin'? Yeah? You weren't paying attention to me today either, am I right? Sure I was, really. You've been living in Mysidia for a very long time now. Are you honestly sure you're interested in studying the art of magic here? Of course I am. I have a hard time believing that. You're just saying that because I'm not from here. No, he's saying that because you're a ninja. Wait, what happened to the guest list? I really haven't looked at it in a hot minute. Oh, I guess I could put the name of the game we're playing. Fix this, fix this. Hang on. There. Looks like I got de-alphabetized, which is strange. Nobody else should have the ability to do that. I might have just screwed up. I'll check, make sure nothing else is broken. Okay, cool. Thank you, Noise. Give me a moment. I'll jot that down. For Ale Abbey against the Storm and the Riftbreaker. Always appreciate your presence, Kira White Knights. What is it? It's a child. He's alive. He's still breathing. Give him some cure. Hurry. I misread that as curry for just a second. And I was just going to be amused. Oh my god, he's barely alive. Quick, feed him curry. I mean, that'd wake me up. No, I didn't mean it like that. I pour him. Oh, Lady Porum. How many times do I need to tell you, Professor? You don't have to call me Lady. Dude, I wish I had some curry right now. I had cereal for breakfast, which means I'm already starting to get the shakes. Don't worry, I have something else planned for lunch. Never mind, the Elder's waiting for you in the Hall of Prayer. The Elder? Yes, he wants everyone there at once. Understood, ma'am. Right away. You're lapping, right? Mm-hmm. You're hiding something, aren't you? So you noticed? I've got a toad in my pocket. Is that all? Well, actually, I've got some Kissel Greens I stole as well. Uh-huh. I hope that's it. That's all. I mean it. What? What? I didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. You sound just like him. Huh? Nothing. Make sure you give back those vegetables, okay? Okay. Hey, Sevlana. Yeah, I didn't have time for anything else this morning. I was still late for stream. That white mage can't be trifled with. I better watch out around her. Oh, it sucks Von Falkenstein. I mean, his big thing was Luca back in FF4. And Luca in this game actually mentioned how she's jealous of Palom because he doesn't write off enough or something like that. There we go. 4 frogs alight. Eek! If you don't go away, then I'm out of here. What did you say? There's no need to panic. I'm merely suggesting one possible scenario. But if it turns out to be true, we will need to act as quickly as possible. So the crystals are about to take center stage again. The tragedies of the past are about to unfold once more. It's FF4 2. Elder, where's Palom right now? He's on his way to Troy at the moment to honor a request. He should have been there like 3 weeks ago. The greatest black mage of Mysidia absent from his post. If we were attacked right now, it really would be a repeat of the past, wouldn't it? Black magic is not a panacea for all our problems. Have you forgotten what the Elder taught us? But how else should we respond to the moon's return? Elder. I will travel to Mount Ordeals at once. Mount Ordeals. But don't worry, I won't do anything rash. Be careful out there. Whatever you do, remember to stay out of harm's way. Yes, Elder. Ooh, excuse me. Listen, everyone, we cannot afford to hurry ourselves into an ill-advised plan of action. This may wind up being absolutely nothing at all. Yes, Elder. Listen, there's no evidence of an asteroid about to hit us. Narrator, it turns out it was, in fact, something. Let's have to pray Palom returns shortly. What? You stole vegetables? You're not supposed to do that. Let's not let you have this. Just promise you won't do anything like that again. Yep, the Mage Town sells ninja gear. At least it's a gameplay thing, you know? Could be worse. Also just notice we're level 5 on Tsukinoma. Tsukinowa, excuse me. So this should be fun. Oh yeah, I meant to check that. In the DS version of this game. Strange. Hang on. Let's do our due diligence here. Let's see if that works. Seriously, not a single encounter. Not one. Okay. Yes, I know who I'm playing as. Thank you, game. Just weird little cutscene there. Lore shock. You're actually playing the ninja, and not a little kid. Well, I mean, he is still a little kid. But whatever. Shut up. Yes, it worked. It did not. Okay, whatever. In the DS version, you can actually set your auto battle from your menu, which was actually really useful, because what it meant is, and this is kind of a unique thing, so you could also set, because the augment system, you could change which options you have brought into combat, right? As a consequence of that, you could set it up so you don't have any attack abilities in combat. Anybody think, how does that work? Well, what you do is then you set their auto battle to a combat ability. So every time their turn comes up, you just tap auto battle for a second for it to do that ability, and then tap it back off. It was actually really useful, and that was how I usually ran Cecil, for example. I forget what all he had, but he had several things that were just more useful than fight. Not a thing in this version. Probably because the augment system doesn't exist, if I were to guess. What's with all the mobs? Yeah, I saw that he learned drugs, by the way. Yeah, if I need Rydia's attacks out... Exactly, Reggie. It was such a cool option. Mm. Is every single one of these chests trapped? He asks redundantly. Wow, we caught up with her fast. I mean, I know we're fast, but geez. I mean, you could do that, Reggie. That's how the augment system works. No, PB Good Fate. That'd be funny, though, wouldn't it? Can't let my guard down around Porom for even a moment. She's too powerful. Speaking of. I also noticed the enemies here are different, which is nice! Actually seeing a dungeon with different enemy encounters is kind of unusual in this game. Speaking of interesting dungeon design, I always liked how they did that with Mount O'Deals back in the back in FF4. You go up and there's tons of undead everywhere, which makes sense because Mylon. But also it makes sense because you have two party members who can do a lot of damage to them. Both of your mages. Also, Cecil is worthless against the undead. Then you get the paladin and all of a sudden on the way back down. It's one of the very few times I actually appreciate backtracking because, well, it's the Metroid thing, right? The time back is different because of the fact that you have different gear, different kit, and it actually changes what you're doing on the way down. Anyways, sorry. Sorry for talking about good game design. I apologize, everyone. Let's talk about After Years instead. Oh yeah, and Cecil also really needs the levels. And so he's fighting a bunch of stuff that pretty much your entire party is now custom geared to take out. You've got a white mage, you've got a white mage, a black mage, a sage, and a paladin. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. You also get to feel how a level 1 paladin has mostly the same stats as a level 30 Dark Knight. Now it evens out a bit after that, but still. That whole section was really well designed. FF4 is problematic, but man, when it popped, it popped. Also, do you notice there's actually good itemization in this route? We're mostly getting ninja gear and ninja stuff and fighting enemies that are weak to whatever we are. There is one interesting asterisk here. They tell us which moon is going to be up for which scenario. It doesn't advance the moon during the scenario. And each character is specialized in one of the moon's phases. Here's the problem with all that. They don't tell us which is which. I only know which is which is because I have a walkthrough right over there. So this is one of those good and bad things, I think. I feel like I need to ban push-ups now. Drop and give me 20. Reasons why Fortnite sucks. I know, right, Reggie? Oh, hang on. The chill pangolin has arrived. I've been trying really hard to get you as a mount, and wow. Don't read into that too much. Why is every single one of these trapped? Every single one! Thank you very much for the sub, Chill Pangolin. No, seriously, this expansion, they added pangolins as a mob type. They look really badass, and obviously there are mounts based on them. You'll see. I'll get there in like a couple months. We'll put this towards a medieval, Kingsfield, AC Knight. Oh, absolutely not, Zactaft. I looked at how horrifically unoptimized that is, and decided I just don't care. Because I don't care that much. There are much better, much more optimized LEGO games I could play if I wanted to play LEGO games. And I hope to, actually. Like, we got that Marvel LEGO game, the semi-recent MCU one, as well as the older one. We've got the Lord of the Rings LEGO game. We've got several Star Wars LEGO games that I want to get through. Pangolin, yeah. Not a penguin. Easy mistake to make. Really, Maze? That's interesting. I don't think I've run into that. Huh. It's an interesting gimmick. What's this? A stone monument? Have fun at the meeting, Walker. That's like the fourth meeting someone's been going through today while I've been streaming this. Is this me? Did I create these meetings? I'm so sorry, everyone. I didn't mean to use my powers for evil. Where did Porum go? If you could see how tall is the Tower of Babel if you could see it from Mount Ordeals? What is geography? The Tower of Babel. I knew it. It's been activated. I hope nothing's happened to you, Porum. I need to get to the Western Cape. I'll be back with you as soon as I can, master. It's Cocoon! Oh my god, that would actually make so much sense. It's actually, I forget the proper term for that, but we're on the inside of the shell, right? So you just look up and, oh my god, it's the tower! Damn it, you're right! I have shed boring into the world. I'm so sorry! I am so sorry I made the world a worse place. It's the exact opposite of what I was going for. I must take the boring back unto myself. It's the only way. I will spare you all this horrible fate. Oh, that's it. We're on the inside of the shell, but hang on. The render radius is terrible. Hey, I need to go kill Mr. Red 4 times in a row. My life for Goblodia. Thank you for the sub, Mr. Red. Yeah, I don't want to overpraise FF4 because Lord knows it is a problematic game, but I don't know, it did a lot of simple things well. You know, it's the Mario 1 thing all over again. You look at Mario 1 and you see, you know, the first 5 or so worlds, and you think, that's something, but when you really sit down and analyze them, there's a lot of really good design there. Simple but solid is what I call that. One of the most irritating complaints I've heard about FF4 is how easy it is, which, of the many complaints I could list at FF4, that feels like a weird one. Then again, I've heard that every FF is baby easy and blah blah blah. That might just be straight old-fashioned elitism, I don't know. So hang on, that was going towards Freedom Planet, Ring Racers, and Shadow Hearts Covenant. There we go. Yeah, exactly, Ross. Mario 1 teaches you what a video game is. And in a similar way, Final Fantasy IV teaches you this is what an RPG is. That's not a joke. There's a reason why this is FF4, not this game, has been the game I've recommended for a first RPG for years at this point. Like, if you want to get into the concept of the genre, this is the game I point you to. Someone actually asked me if, you know, if you had to pick from any RPG, not just JRPGs, which you'd pick, I still kind of defaulted to FF4. It is an RPG, top to bottom. Which one, Kasumi, if you don't mind sharing? Because I've seen a few over the years, and most of them suck, because most hard mode hacks are just made by people who want you to grind your face off. And that's what they call hard. T Edition. I haven't actually played T Edition. I'm aware of it, but I haven't actually played it. Damn right, Zillir. The empire of boring shall spread. Yeah, no, exactly, Kenexco. How are you going to get to Eblon? Farewell, Professor, and farewell to you, Porum. I hope we have a chance to meet again someday. Is he gonna swim? Is he gonna swim across the ocean? Left foot forward before your right foot sinks. No, he's... okay. He's... that's... In every Final Fantasy game, ninjas, samurai, and monks are just overpowered. Ah! Okay. So this is now waning. And waning is Zangetsu. Oh! The worst song in the game. Seriously, if you told me this is the villain's theme, I'd believe you. Another quiet, peaceful... hang on. Another quiet, peaceful day, my man. I wouldn't wish it any other way. See you around. Another meeting! Oh my god! We never would have earned this peace if it weren't for the hard work put in by all of you. Indeed, great were the casualties we suffered in the costly war of the crystals, yes, 17 years ago. But we strive on, and we soldiered through the heartache, and... lolly ho, here it goes again. Once he gets started, the king doesn't know when to stop. Look, I know it's a Monday, but come on, guys. Can we do some real work instead of meetings? Regardless to all of you offer, but congratulations on a day's work. Well done. That's time to rest for the day yet to come. Make sure not to overindulge this evening. Oh, that's actually a good point, Dakota. You might be right. Alright, that wasn't much of a jump. Gosh, Sam. What? Of course I am. Lolly ho. Lolly ho, a dwarf is nothing if you can't jump high. You need to take better care of your legs. Yeah, dwarves are known for their jumping prowess, apparently. Anyways, we should go to the pub. You'll find the pub upstairs on the right. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just saw the future of like the next 20 minutes of that song, and it was horrifying. I got a castle playlist. It's just physical relaxation there. The removal of blah 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 blah. So, Dealer's Choice, Mega Man Battle Network, and there we go. And Dual Hearts. And did I say thank you earlier? Oh god, I don't remember if I did. I'm a terrible human being. Well, if I didn't say thank you, Zillir, thank you very much, Zillir, for the donation. I will put that towards Dealer's Choice. I'm gonna put it towards really boring games. I'm just gonna warn you. Alright. Should you play FF6 or Chrono Trigger first? Yeah, see, the thing is, I feel like... So, okay. They're both great games. But, yeah, Chrono Trigger is way more plot-focused, and FF6 is way more character-heavy. Like, Chrono Trigger doesn't have a lot of character. In general. And FF6 is dripping in it, right? I think my knee-jerk answer would be Chrono Trigger first. Don't let it take. You'll be a fine jumper someday. Yeah. Oh, here's Luca. Don't touch these dolls. Try it and you'll pay. What did I say about touching them? Okay, God. Scrub the tanks. Z. Yeah, no, I remember being ashamed of things you like and not being willing to admit that you like something. No, exactly. Like, FF6 arguably has several aspects about it that's worse than Chrono Trigger. You know, the two are kind of puzzle piece each other in several ways. But Chrono Trigger is ultimately simpler, shorter, and way easier to pick up and play. Like, someone, if for whatever reason you've never played an RPG before, and those are your options, Chrono Trigger is going to teach you more about what an RPG is than FF6 is. FF6 is the final exam of an RPG, right? I should probably see what I'm doing here. Let's see. Chrono Trigger is also... I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. More likely to appeal to someone visually is how I'm going to phrase that. I actually personally think FF6's sprite work and brickwork are superior to Chrono Trigger's. But barely, right? Chrono Trigger's a lot brighter and more anime-y, for lack of a better way to put it. And that's probably just going to appeal to more people. I actually have to AFK a minute. I'll be back in a second. I could see it, Ross. Yeah. Also, best song in FF2? No, that's a lie. Second best song in FF2. Don't at me. I'll drink anything. Girly drinks are the hard stuff. Doesn't matter to me. This beats out working any day. Lolly. This place is hopping. It's happy hour right now, you know? Drinking by yourself ain't so bad every now and then. Nothing like going on the roof to help you sober up after a long night. What? Looking for some fun? I want to fetch the watchman and lolly-ho it up a bit. What does lolly-hoing it up involve exactly? And do I want to know the answer to my own question? It's just stupid, Ross. And that is the answer to that. It is stupid. Oh, excuse me. The idea, this is not actually a joke, is that a girly drink has flavor, whereas a manly drink doesn't and is just burn. That's not a joke. That's not hyperbolic. That's what that means. It's stupid. Yeah, exactly, Linnea. And it's just like, really? Yeah, actually, yeah, push-ups. Give me some friggin' root beer. Oh no, it's... Where's that song? Oh god. Is it here? Hang on. Difficulties. It's apparently in Fortress is where I put it. There it is. Okay, it's... We must inform the cake at once. It's finally begun. I would agree. Well, I would agree with an asterisk, Blichtval. Sorry, but my job here is done. Huh? What a jump! That dwarf got some legs! Oof. Oh, my back. That was higher than I thought. Tower's lit up. I must return to Eblan immediately and inform my master. I got a short distance to the overworld once I get through these mines. Okay, hang on. We're in a cave now. A lot of caves in this game. So... No, it's fine, Chill Penguin. You just do it. It's just ninja stuff. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so I actually agree with you that the raw animations themselves are superior in Chrono Trigger. You know, no argument there. But like I said, I think there's an asterisk, and that asterisk is the storyboarding. I don't want to sound over-praisy, but the storyboarding in FF6 is incredibly good. It should be. It's based off of the storyboarding of FF4, which is also weirdly good. There is a tremendous amount of creativity and design into how they have, how what happens when, for lack of a better way to put that. But yeah, it is a different category. That's why I caught myself, because I was like, I don't know, I think the animation in 6 is better, and then I realized what I actually meant was the storyboarding, the directing, for lack of a better way to put it. Because, like, in terms of just sheer raw animation, Chrono Trigger is legit. Chrono Trigger, I also think, has really good viscerality. Like, excellent viscerality. However, I would also be remiss if I didn't mention that FF6 also has excellent viscerality. I think they're both pretty even on that one. Like, I can't pull up an example quickly, but Ice 3 Blizzaga in FF6 will live in my mind as forever. Like, it's just right? It's very quick, very visceral, very powerful, both audibly and visibly. It helps that the level 3 spells in 6 hit like a freaking truck. And then, yeah, you've got Ultima. And then, yeah, and over in Chrono Trigger, you have Antipode 3, especially. Everything to do with dark matter. All of the sword techs that you get with Marl and Chrono, and then Luca and Chrono. Yeah, Volt Bite, pretty much everything to do with Ayla, or Ayla, or however you pronounce her name. So what have I got? Ninjutsu, Human Kite. Alright, let's just run. Yeah, Uzi Punch. And there's so many little details, too. How many of you ever noticed, I'm sure it's all of you, after he finishes doing all the punches, he does this ching, and his arm actually raises like he just... It implies that the entire punch was one shot, and he is just now feeling the recoil of it. And what we saw was like a slowed down version of it, so we could process all of the hits going through. This is a huge dungeon, jeez Louise. Yeah, exactly, Bragon. It looks, sounds, and feels. It hits all 3 points. Very cool. Hang on, I'm reading the map. This is a long dungeon here. So I want to be over there, which means I want to go there. Oh yeah, what's funny is I barely... How do I explain this? I barely processed that crits even existed in Chrono Trigger until I got the Rambo Sword. For those of you not aware, the Rambo Sword has an insane crit chance. It is through the roof. So, you crit often, and all of a sudden... And yeah, smash hits in Earthbound are another excellent example of that. I would make a comparison to the old Infinity Engine games, you know, Fallout, Baldur's Gate. But I'm pretty sure they came out after Earthbound and Chrono Trigger and all those. For those of you not aware, in those games, you can tell you crit because the enemy explodes into a bunch of chunks of meat, which then fly around. Good morning, Evo. We were just talking about how awesome you are. Oh yeah, Earthbound does a lot right. I mean, honestly. We were talking about this, me and Pax were talking about this recently. The PS1 inherited the JRPG crown, but it inherited it from the SNES. The SNES was the JRPG machine for quite a while there. And like it or not, they got very good at doing very much with very little. So I'm gonna go up, it looks like. What do you mean, Evo? Explain yourself. So those enemies are basically immune to physical attacks, as you saw, since I just hit it for one. So if I'm fighting one of those, I just run. Like this. Now I can just chill. My life for Gablonia. I can't see the imps anymore and not think that. I even call them imps, even though actually their term is goblin. Yeah, Frog doing the double hit. Yeah, I always liked that too, Ross. Good morning, Yada. Listen, it makes perfect sense, push-ups. Coca-Cola's red. Red Army. I mean, think about it. Think about it. Oh yeah, Ayla also has a really cool crit chance. Or crit. They all do, really. Like, name a bad crit animation in Chrono Trigger. Even Magus has the, like, double scythe spin thing that he does. Like, he teleports straight to the enemy, slice, slice, and then teleports back. Uh-oh. We're back in Breath of Fire. Which, yeah, it's about how this game feels sometimes. Good and bad. It is funny, they get this dude just has one dungeon, and it's just absolutely spilling over with items. Yeah, they gave the Dragoon the int and the spells, or rather the magic, but not the spells. Do I go up or down? Where am I? Actually, no, I do go up. I do go up. Yeah, Luca just swaps up. Clonk! Oops. Run! Run! No! Run! So we have a party of 4 for this chapter, but they actually do something I kind of like, and I might even positive. They make it so that we can... we do the 4 party members in whatever order. We had a choice on the matter. There we go. And each of them has their own micro section, right? Like this dude just has this one dungeon, which we're doing right now. This is our 3rd of the 4. Each of them also benefits from a certain specific phase of the moon, of the 4 phases of said moon. Nothing tells you that, but it's true. I mean, Marl feels so weak if you're not thinking about it. And I don't mean that as an insult, because I did the exact same thing. Yeah, haste is stupid. And a lot of people tend to forget that a lot of the most useful dual techs have Marl involved in them. And some of the best triple techs also have Marl involved in them. Like, for a decent chunk of the early game, Marl plus Frog equals how you survive. Yeah, Ice Water is just your earliest and best AoE. I've praised that whole design quite a bit for many years because they are very careful about which characters you have, and therefore which dual techs they have, which then changes what you have access to at which points in the game. Design, right? They thought about it. It's like, okay, we want them to fight these enemies here. We're going to throw lots of enemies at them, but we're going to give them these two characters which have an AoE attack which these enemies are weak to. Boom, boom, boom. Like, I would love to see the design documents for Chrono Trigger sometime, because holy crap. And yeah, Yakra. Yakra was pretty much the, here's what dual techs are, figure it out. Alright, I suppose I should turn the sound back on. Yes! Don't worry, I'll pause the music so I don't kill poor Linnarith's ears. The journey home will be a difficult one, as I suspected. Because there's a gargoyle! Damn you, gargoyle. You're probably wondering, what is Human Kite? It's Jump. He's a Dragoon. What? I don't know what you want from me. It's budget Jump. We have Jump at home. That monster was far stronger than anything else I've encountered here. I have no time to spare. I'm coming, master. Wait, let me unequip you. Let me unequip you. No! He just took my best gear with him. You jackass. Oh, whatever. Gecko, whatever. By the way, this is the second time we've done this exact same dungeon, and the dungeon itself is based off a dungeon in the original, so... I came here to investigate the falling star I heard about. But what on earth is this? It's a scene straight out of a nightmare. There's rock and water. Ugh. This putrid air, it's as if the earth itself is diseased. I don't want to imagine what would have happened if had this meteor struck a town. Ah. Monks from Fabul. Hold it there. Who are you? I am here to kill you. Even if I told you, you wouldn't understand. Yeah, trust me, you won't understand either, because it's that stupid. Don't even bother. It's futile. You will not insult us. We're Krillin. We'll hold our bodies under the mighty Master Yang himself. As you wish. You are all now dead. I did warn you. Stop. So yeah, if you ever wondered where that gravestone came from. That girl, who is she? I wouldn't worry too much about it. So I left all my good gear on what's-his-face, so that sucks. Thankfully, I've been getting all the stuff as we go, so I have a couple of additional options here. Krillin belt beats Cell. I mean, okay. There are ways to say that. Hidden gems on the DS or 3DS. Well, now here's the deal. You added the word good. I actually know quite a few games most people have never heard of on the DS and the 3DS. But, oh, you know what? Actually, yeah, Ghost Trick. No joke, Ghost Trick is legit. I highly recommend it. I recommended that to my sister, and she doesn't even play video games. It's a puzzle game, and it's very good. And that's all I'm going to tell you about it. It's better experienced blind, you know what I mean? Who are you? I'm just a passing traveler. Stop her. Save my brothers. Krillin's 3 through 8. I'm on it. Don't try to speak. Thank you. Forgive me. I hope you rest in peace. Why am I barefoot? I have a mission to fulfill. I must return to Eblin alive, no matter what. Yes, monks D and E are D-E dead. I'm trying to think of any other DS or 3DS games that really jumped out at me. No, earlier we had Monk A, B, and C in the party. That's not a joke. As I like to say, it's not a joke, or at the very least, it's not mine. Looks like we can throw with him. What? Lol, Ross. Speaking of mage ninjas. Look, Cecil's busy being mind-controlled by an evil power from the moon in order to gather the crystals in order to destroy the world. I'm not sure if Theatrhythm counts as, like, a hidden gem, but I would also second that. Theatrhythm is legit. It's one of the only games of that style I've ever really enjoyed. There's others, but that's one of the few. Oh, you know what? I got one. Oh god, what's it called? It's an RPG where you can change your class to things like Baker, or Blacksmith, or Mercenary. And it's actually really good. Each one of the classes has its own story arc and character stuff. And, like, it's an RPG. It's a straight-up RPG. Oh god, it's like right on the tip of my tongue. That's gonna bother me. Hang on. I'll know it when I see it. I'd go downstairs to my actual 3DS games, but, like, that's not happening. Okay. Oh yeah, Ever Oasis. That's another one that people probably have never even heard of. That's a 3DS game specifically. Not what I'm looking for, but I can recommend it. There it is. Fantasy Life. That's it. I liked Fantasy Life way more than I had any right to. If I were to try and describe Fantasy Life, I would call it a enjoyable to-do list. Like, imagine getting this gigantic checklist of things to do, and it's fun. That's Fantasy Life in a nutshell. You can play as an angler, a tailor, a miner, an alchemist, a carpenter, a blacksmith, a hunter, a paladin, a woodcutter, a mage, a mercenary, and a cook. And yeah, I haven't jotted down my notes yet. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, I've gotten into the habit of actually typing up my notes off camera, because that way I don't have to make you sit there and wait while I'm typing. But yeah, each one of them is its own story arc, and it's cool. It is surprisingly good. What I originally did was I was like, well, I'm going to play a cook, and then I enjoyed it. And then I decided to play something else, and then I enjoyed that, and I did all the classes. I did everything. Of course I did. I did everything. Everything! What do I sacrifice? Oh, absolutely, Blades Runner, like, legitimately. Hallam's arc was weirdly good. I am weirded out by it. Anyways, Fantasy Life, Ever Oasis. Oh god, there's one that's like a space game on the DS. And I know that's super vague. Someone help me out. It's like spaceships, it's kind of RPG-y. I bet I can figure this out just with a quick Google search. DS RPG science fiction. You should switch to Chrome. You should go to hell. Is that it? It's Infinite Space, that's it. That's the one. I like how I found that immediately. Okay. Why is her theme still playing here? I think that's all I got. I think you've tapped the well. Whoa! Why do you insist on following me? What do you expect? We've got to avenge our brothers! Don't do it. Avenge? That's right! Incomprehensible. What is? Abandoning your sole chance at survival like this. She's right, don't be so hasty in throwing away your lives. As monks of Fabul, we have our honor to uphold. We're secretly Klingons. Honor? I have never heard of such a thing. Our honor is our pride. The pride of Fabul. The pride of Krillin. Anyways, they're all dead. Oh, it's gargantuan, Ross. What is it that makes you want to die so fervently? This isn't over. Don't lose hope. Endure, Gecko. Endure. Yeah! Anyways, they're dead. No, seriously, they're dead. Such a waste. The interdimensional elevator launch is going to fall behind schedule. Interdimensional elevator? Yeah, so he watched them die, so he buried them and put a grave marker here. Monks of Fabul, I don't know how to apologize to you. But I have my own honor to uphold. The honor of Eblan. I will atone for this later, after I preserve my own honor. And I didn't get a chance to unequip him, too. Damn it! Meanwhile, in Edge's bedchamber, if you know what I mean. The moon is getting bigger and bigger. Could that be the same moon? The one that was home to Golbez and Fusoya? Are the Lunarians back for us? Wish I could get rid of this unease in my heart. But everything's happening just as it was before. Yeah, I know, right? Just like when Rubicante stormed the castle. Your young highness. Your young highness! Where's Master Edge? He should be asleep in his chambers. What's wrong? The Tower of Babel, that's what! With Bab ill. I knew it. It's back! Yeah, I love how several of the people are like, I need to report to Master Edge that the Tower of Babel is glowing. He's in Eblan. It's right there. It's in walking distance. Come on. We have 2 dungeons before we finish Edge's Tale. Why don't we go ahead and pause here? I know it's a little early. And I apologize. I suck. But Colgrim just showed up, and that actually is my cue to leave, so... Sorry, Colgrim. I gotta follow the trends. I'm so tired. So, I will see... I swear to God, we'll actually have a second shift today. Friday we didn't have a second shift because I was going to go with my nieces to the festival. That didn't happen. And then yesterday, I actually did go to the festival. So maybe we'll have a second shift today.